Hey guys, it's Katura with the video for our 5 new charms trials, so let's get right into it, starting with our memory vial. So for this trial, I'm going to be taking that memory vial and put it as far in front of me as I can. It gives you a circle area that you can put it into, and I just put it to the outer edge. And then I'm going to be using Protego Totalum to make sure it doesn't get hurt by the whizbang. His next attack will be Incendio, but since the vial's on the outer edge, it won't take as much damage and it will be able to survive. Then you want to do Sidelong Apparition to go in front of you, and then you can do your Fanged Flyers to move back from his next attack. Make sure you have 2 on him to do extra damage. Then you're going to be able to hit him with Incendio, and then wait for your Snowball to load, do the Snowball, and then you'll be done with the trial.
Bewitched Snowball.
Next up is the Confundus Charm Trial, and this one is tricky because you have to do things opposite when you're hit with it. So I'm having to actually put my finger on the opposite side of the screen that I usually do. So instead of going, directly over him to direct my spell, I actually have to go behind me and direct it that way. But you can still see your circle to where you're directing it. So now I'm going to incarcerate him, and remember my finger's moving the opposite direction. I move him closer to me, and then I'm going to hit him with Incendio. I'm going to try to center it as much as possible to do as much damage as possible. Next, I'm going to have to wait for that green line to appear for his Avada Kedavra, and as soon as it appears, I'm going to pull out my Fanged Flyers, angle it so those 2 on the edge are hitting him, and it angles me away from his Avada Kedavra. And then they should do enough damage that you can finish the trial. Next up is the Murtlap trial, and this is pretty simple. You just want to be able to stand in front of Kevin, release your Murtlaps to do healing for him, but you definitely want to stand in front of him. At first he'll be standing here and you'll release a couple of your Murtlaps. They'll run around doing their healing. I'm actually pretty excited for these little guys. So you can see I released 3 of them. I move back in front of him and I release the last one to do continual healing. And he definitely damages us, but not enough to kill us, and we survive, and then it's a pretty quick and easy trial. So yay for an easy trial on this one. The next trial is the Fire Crab Fiasco for Carpe Retractum. And you're going to have to wait until it tells you to use the card, because I tried using the card earlier and then I couldn't use it. So wait until it says to do that. Then you're going to retract the fire crabs towards you and wait for this next Avada, and then send them out over to these 2 guys. And then you're going to just have to wait like 2 seconds before you pull them back. Otherwise that Avada Kedavra is going to get you. Then you can send them back over to these guys that are now distracted, and then they're killed. But it's really a timing thing, and it might take you a few tries to get that timing right to avoid that second Avada. But you should be able to get it pretty quick. Our last trial of these ones is the Death Eater card, and it will use Avada or Crucio depending on what you have in your deck. So for this first trial, it's really easy with Crucio because this Death Eater just does continual Crucio damage. So what I like to do is make sure I'm attacking the one that he's not attacking. So I go back to that one to attack that one, and then I will use Incarcerate after that one's done, just to make sure this one isn't moving towards us, and then he's going to damage this other troll. Then I try to stand between him and the Fiend Fire, and he's now going to just Crucio the Fiend Fire to death while I just use my basic attack, and it's a pretty simple trial for this first part. The last part of this trial is using Avada Kedavra with your Death Eaters, and you need to make sure you take out that egg before it heals all the way. I expulsoed it, but you could try to Avada Kedavra it as well, while also bringing Death Eaters onto the floor. And you need to get 4 kills with Avada Kedavra, and luckily he releases a lot of summons, so that part's easy enough to get 4 kills. You just want to keep Avada Kedavraing them. But then it gets to a point where you just have so many that keep blocking him, and so you just have to use Expulso a whole bunch to help take them out, to try to clear a path so you can eventually Avada Kedavra him with that instant kill. So you can see now I have 4 kills and I'm ready for an instant kill, but he just keeps releasing summons, so it's hard to actually get to him with that kill. And that's what Expulso is for, just trying to clear that path. It gets a little tedious. You can see I just kept trying to get him, and he just has more and more summons. But eventually you'll get there. Maybe you'll be able to get it fast. I was able to get it faster on a different one, and so sometimes it could take a little bit longer, sometimes not. But as long as you have your Death Eaters on the floor and you have your 4 kills in and you can clear space, eventually you are going to be able to get that final shot on him. And that's all 5 of our charms trials. I hope that this helped you guys out, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. Thank you all for watching.